Okay guys, I'm back. So as you can already tell, I already have my eyebrows done. So what I'm going to do for you today is do a smoky eye with a touch of glitter. I feel like as a woman, we always need to embrace our feminine side, and glitter will just make you just feel like you can just run the world like Beyonce. So I am going to do a step-by-step tutorial on how to achieve a smoky eye with a little bit of glitter. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thank you. Alright, so I'm going to start by priming my eye, and today I'm going to use the MAC and NC50. It's a concealer. I actually got this from my sister. She, when I went home to visit, she had like a big makeup bag, and my sister's not really big on makeup or whatever, but she had a makeup bag, and I call myself honestly like trying to take it without her knowing, but I forgot who her husband was, and he saw me taking it, and I was like, well, my sister doesn't use it, and so she's like, you're right, I don't use it, so go ahead and keep it. So again, this is MAC concealer in NC50, and that's what I use to prime my eye. I typically like to use concealer to prime my eye because I've used it in my natural looks, and sometimes when I don't wear shadow at all, I just use it, and it just gives my eyelids a clean look. So I'll blend that in with a blending brush, no big deal. And then I always want to go in with a transition color. My transition colors are always a brown or a red brown or a, sometimes, you know, like a gray or a dark charcoal. It's always something that's neutral. It's never anything like vibrant, but because with a transition color, you want to make sure that there's no like line of demarcation between your eyelid and your actual brow bone, and it all blends in. So when you think of transition color, think of blending. Think of bringing it all together. And I use, you know, everybody knows that my go-to palette is a Morphe palette, honey. I live for Morphe, and I am going to be using the 35N like I've showed you guys before. Morphe palette. Get you some. MorpheBrushes.com. They have brushes. I have a whole line of brushes. They have makeup palettes. They have blushes. They have everything that you can think of. One-stop shop. MorpheBrushes.com. The key. You know when you have blended enough when your wrist starts to hurt. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with like a dark, kind of like a dark charcoal color. I'm using the 35C Morphe palette. Here. And it's funny because every time I do the corner, if it's like a dark color, like a black or charcoal, I always tend to do one eye and then the other eye and then go back and blend. Just want to blend that on in. And depending on how dramatic you want it, you can always go back in to get a little bit darker. But what I am actually going to do is I'm going to take my Naked palette, the very first Naked palette that ever came out, Urban Decay Naked. The brown with the velvet brown going on. I'm going to go in with Gunmetal all the way at the end and come through there. And this has a little bit of glitter in it. So try that to kind of define and deepen that crease area. And don't worry about if it's not neat, because of course once you finish your eyes you definitely want to go back and clean up, and I can show you how to do that as well. I am going to be using Milani Bella Teal in the metallic. It's like a nice little teal color with the hint of blue. I absolutely love teal. So whenever I'm looking for new eyeshadow palettes or just eyeshadow singles, I always look for a color similar to this. And what I just did is I sprayed my brush with MAC Fix Plus spray. And this is actually the Urban Decay brush that came in the Naked palette. So I just spray that, and then I take the eyeshadow and then I kind of swipe it a little bit. And then I always tap my brush to get the fallout out. And then I'm just gonna close my lid and just pat it. And then I take my blending brush, of course, and I go back and I blend to make sure there's no harsh lines. Same here. Morphe 35 in, we're gonna go back into there and we're gonna grab a taupe looking color. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and add that pop of color that I was telling you about in my brow bone. I typically put it in this area and in this area just to give it that little pop, you know? Like every girl needs to have a little bit of pop in her life. I don't know where you popping at, but you can pop it in your brow bone, you can pop it in the club, you can pop it in the church house, wherever you want to pop, lock, and drop it, that's up to you. But I feel like every girl needs a little bit of pop in her life. Okay, and you can pop it, you know, however you choose to pop it. I'm down with whatever you choose to do. I'll support you 100%. So I'm going back in my Morphe 35N palette, and I'm going to go here. The lightest color of the palette, top left-hand corner. Yes, honey. You pop it where you need to pop it at, honey. That's all I have to say. More power to you, honey. I'm going to go ahead and use this Sally Girl glitter. And I also use the glitter glue by Hard Candy. I ordered offline. Like this. Putting glitter on the tip and I'm just going to do the inside. I'm just wiping. Once I put my lashes on, I will definitely go back and redo that liner just to make it sure that it's sharp. And now I'm going to go back in with the NC50 and conceal under my eyes. Store 320 CoverGirl, ready, set, go. Spray it with MAC Fix Plus spray and get the blending. You better get it. Get the blending, honey. And if you hear any noise in the background, it's my daughter's phone. My 4-year-old is entertained by YouTube for kids. So you can just say she's starting early. And then, of course, what I do is I go in with my Bobbi Brown foundation stick, which I love, love, love. I use that for a contour. It's so easy to use. It's already in a stick form. So if you're just using it for yourself, you can get it. I am using walnut. No. I'm using chestnut, the number 9. Walnut is the foundation stick that I have by Bobbi Brown. And then while that sits up there for a moment, I go in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I go ahead and I try to set those areas that I highlighted. And like I said in my previous video, I don't bake long. Come back and then I brush away any excess. So now I'm just going to use my little flat brush. The walnut Bobbi Brown foundation stick, and I'm going to do the bridge of my nose. This is a little bit lighter, so it's not so harsh. I blend with the same brush. Again, that's the Bobbi Brown foundation stick, and this is in walnut. The one that I use for my contour over my face is chestnut. It's chestnut. I envy. Love, love, love. I envy Deluxe lashes. I use Ardell Duo lash glue. Which I am in need of ordering some more, but you know how that goes. You'll use it till you're literally tipping it over and there's nothing left in it. You can actually go, hello, hello, and you hear your echo. You know you gotta get some more. Okay, so I had to readjust my camera, guys, and readjust my hair. My hair fell, and so I put my hair back up into a side bun. Hopefully it'll stay until the end of the video. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to do the cheek area with the blush and then the lip. So I'm going to go in with this Boutique liner, and this is Dusty Rose. It's my go-to for pink, a soft pink look. Soft pink. And then I'm going to go in with NYX is a soft matte. And this is in San Paulo. And then I'm going to go in the center with Instable, which is also a NYX soft matte. And I'm going to pat that in the center. And then I'm going to go in with a soft peachy kind of coral. It's called Awakening by TG. And brush that against my cheek area. My highlight. You definitely don't want to forget your highlight. I am going to be using Wet n Wild Hollywood Boulevard. It's like a gold type of highlight. I'm going to use like a little brush that I got from a set. Bridge of my nose. Right underneath my eye. And that completes the look.